Hello, hello, hello. Hope all is well to all that's listening. Um, I've been in a good mood today. My mind is not racing. I don't have a lot on my mind. I had an okay day, of course, because I'm working where I'm working. It's decent. I haven't had any problems today, but I do want to touch on politics, but I'm not going to talk about politics. I just have a couple of questions about politics. Like last night, I was watching the news and they were talking about the president and the person that's running for president and how there's back feuding. And I seen that there's a black woman with the guy that's running for president. And I'm guessing she's going to be the vice president. I'm not sure how that works, but it made me think about if things were reversed. Like I stated previously that both of the people that's running to be president is racist. Now here's my thing. One is a Republican and one is a Democrat. When we had our black president, he was a Democrat. My first question is, if we had a black Republican versus a white Democrat, would you still vote for that black person because they're black? My second question is, if a black woman was running for president and she was on the Republican side versus a white male Democrat running for president, they're going against each other. Would you still vote for that black woman even though she's a Republican and she's running against a white Democrat? Or you wouldn't vote for her because you feel like she sold out our kind and she's on the opposite end? And how, I just want to know, how would people views be? Like, would it be biased? Would they just vote for her because she's black, or would they not vote because she's a Republican? Like, both of those things matter. Now, the reason why I came up with that question is because, like I said, I was watching the news last night and I seen it was a black lady on the Democrat side. That's what I'll say. And it made me just switch things up in my mind. Like, people gonna vote for who they're gonna vote for. We have black people that secretly support Trump. We have black people that openly support Trump. And it's like, do they support him because they die hard Republicans, or do they support him because he they feel like what he's doing or what he's trying to do is right? Like, I'm I'm kind of like, I'm playing devil's advocate with this one. I love to say that because devil's advocate is like the good and the bad. You know what good comes out of things, but you gotta have that bad side. And it's like, that's one of them. If we had black Republicans, period, running for presidential spots, would you vote for them because they black? Because a lot of people voted for Obama just because he was black and we needed a black president. If they were fully black, would you vote for them no matter what party they run for? Or you would have to know what party they're running for in order to vote for them being black? The way today's world going, no matter what side you on, are you really helping the people? Like, are you helping the people that's in poverty? If you helping the middle class, are you helping the wealth? Like, even with the presidential people being Democrats, I'll say, are they helping for the benefits of us, or are they helping to just look good to us so they could benefit from it. I know to most that didn't sound different, but if you listen closely to how I asked it, it's going to make a big difference. I'm just curious into knowing, like, everybody yell racism and Black Lives Matter, but if the Black life was on the opposite side, would that Black life still matter? Like, do they not count because they're Republicans and they're Black? Do their lives not matter because they're Republican and they're Black? Do their opinions not matter because they're Republican and they're Black? Just things to think about. Well, things I've been thinking about. And I ain't gonna say it's heavy on my mind because I was just thinking about it this morning. Like I said, I seen it last night, but it was only on my mind this morning. With that being the thing to go to bed to and to wake up to. It's like, do our people really know what type of people they are? Are they really Black? Not just by skin color, but do they consider themselves solely to be Black? Are they Democrats because they're Black? Are they politics? Everybody yelling to vote, but don't nobody know what type of people they are. Everybody saying it's important to vote, which it is. I'm not gonna discredit it. It's very important to vote, even though, like I said, we're voting for 2 races. Does it matter? Me personally, I don't think no vote count. All votes is pretty much the same. They're gonna put who the fuck they want in office. It's up to us to put the numbers up so they can see who people rather have in office. That's how I look at politics. I won't change my mind about it. I do think it's very important because it's fucking up our lives. And as I always say, us the people, we don't benefit from it for real. We just get caught with the shitty end of the stick and have to take it. Now, I am a very intelligent girl. I'm a very smart girl. I do read upon politics. I have went to school. I have learned about politics. I've learned financial, everything. I went to school for financing. I went to school for politics. So I know what's going on. No, I don't agree with all of what be going on. I'm mindful that there's no change in it. There's no correction, and you cannot pretty much fix what's going on unless you are in higher office. We can preach as long as we want to all day, but it's not going to change anything until we change ourselves. It's up to us to change our surroundings. It's up to us to want more. With us having a leader and a ruler of the USA, I'll say, because they don't control, well, they control everything, but they don't run anything. The real rules and regulations come from fucking Congress, the chairmans and that type of thing. Only thing the president do is sign off on things that he like or what he don't like. So, like I said, us the people, we make everything. Another thing that made me think about politics is because Black Lives Matter. With the whole faking the COVID with the president and the Black people and everybody being, like I said, jaded. It's like, when are we going to bring back the power we had when there was a Nation of Islam? Like, have anybody watched the Malcolm X movie when the white cop said that's too much power for a Black man to have? When are we going to get back to that point, to where us having power scares them to the point where they be quiet instead of kill us off? When are we going to band together and show them that we don't need politics? We don't need a fucking president. What we need is for the government to get their shit together, for people, regular people, to change their mindsets, put themselves in better positions, so when we do have presidential debates and things like that, it won't be the matter of poor people losing. But like I said, these are just my views and my opinion. These are questions that I have. I would like to have answers to these questions, but these are just questions I have. It's like I'm thinking about things people don't really talk about. Um, my mind is filtered differently. Like, I go with the living or everything. I'm not perfect. I fuck up. I'm human. I'm part of the poverty. But I'm doing well. I'm getting myself together so I don't have to be the poor side. I don't have to rely on the government to take care of me. I like that. I would like that help, but I would rather be self-sufficient. I'd rather be, I wouldn't say wealthy because more taxes come with that, but I want to be comfortable. I don't want to be to the point where money is all my problems. If I had a little bit more money, I wouldn't be drowning. I don't want to be stressed out because I don't have money and my bills are piling up and my resources are ran up and the government fucking me over because they taking all my information just to give me a little bit. I don't want to live like that anymore. It wasn't a good feeling when I went through it, and I don't want to go back to it. Now, as far as being rich, I would love to be rich. Everybody would love to be rich. But I would rather be rich for different reasons. Of course, financially, I want to give myself out, but I want to be wealthy enough to be humble and to give back, to help those where I know in need, to build the things that I see needed in the universe. Like, I would say this, if I was to be into politics, or if I had money, or I had the chance to control certain things, yes, I will give my people a lot of things, but it will be barriers to it because I know people use the system. I know they be scamming and all of that, and it's not to knock them for what they do, but it's to get people in a better situation on the right side of the law. Like I said, if I had money and I could build anything, I would buy a whole town. I really would. I would build within that town a black community. I will gate it off so it would be black, predominantly black. I'm not saying other races cannot come there. It just will be a gated community for black people to be black people. For my herbal healing people to be themselves, so they could be resourced, they can live comfortable. They don't have to worry about the white policeman coming to take them out. We will have black people patrolling. That way, if anything was to be done, if justice was to be served, like the white people do, stick together. We in a community. We build our community like it was when we were growing up. In our side of the time we were growing up, we all stuck together no matter what house you came out of. There was discipline in every house you went and visited. Everybody was welcome. We fed each other. We had block parties. We looked out for each other. If there was something wrong with the law or someone got into it, we banded together. Well, at least that's what I saw in my neighborhood. Like, I know drug dealing is bad, but when they was in trouble, we stood against the law for them. It was a community. It was a village. It's like, can we get back to that? That's what I would do. I would want my stores to be herbal stores, to where if you into your natural healing and the natural life of medicine, you got a store for that right inside our community. If you needed a Walmart, you got a store for that right inside of our community. There's jobs available. If you selling anything, you got your people selling homemade shirts and clothing, and they're making brands, and your beauty supplies and all type of things that's black owned. We will have that within the community. Yes, we will have bars and all that too. Black owned stores, black owned gas station. Most of the things around us will be black. That's just my view and my take on it. I really would want to know somebody else's view. So if you have any, be free to comment. Of course, my break is over, so I will be ending it here.